Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here with my very, very good pal, Mr. John Swasey. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Good to see you again. Always a pleasure.
You know, it's been a bit since the last time you and I both had a chance to sit down and talk. It was at Animaticon 2018. How have you been in that short period of time?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been quite a year. 2019 has proven to be a great year. It's also had some challenges. I've had some health issues. I had what I think was a heart attack in May.
Really?
I was only in the hospital like a day and a half. I mean, it was fine, but there were, it wasn't like I was like, not, this is a big one. It wasn't that. I just felt weird. And the doctor's like, well, your troponin level is elevated. And anyway, and then I had a kind of a more serious issue. In June, I was in the hospital for like 3 weeks. And I got to tell you, when you're down like that, you realize how rich a person you are in the currency of friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have to give a shout out, Kyle Jones, because I was at he did. He's a good friend of mine, a coworker, and one of my best friends, and he started a GoFundMe account because I was out of work for 6 weeks, and I mean, I'm looking at this thing and people that are donating $5, $10. We doubled what he had set out to raise, and I was just overwhelmed with the love that was being shown by the anime community. I mean, it blew my mind, and it's just one of the reasons I love doing what I do.
I remember that whole campaign. I tweeted it out to help you out, and I remember posting on Facebook and keeping up with it because, like I said, I had a personal family member go through that, and it was quite an emotional trip to see someone else go through that. And I was like, oh, no, I know exactly how devastating this can be. So I'm glad you're healthy.
But thank you. And other than that, everything's going great.
So kind of keeping on a more serious tone, most anime fans don't know how serious net neutrality actually is to the fandom, and how it affects projects for you, it affects projects for everybody else. And again, you're very vocal. How do you make sure that fans respect one another and get their point across respectfully?
I've used this example numerous times. As many of you all know, I'm a huge Deadhead. I love the Grateful Dead. And one of the reasons I love the Grateful Dead is going to the shows and stuff, is that everybody is there for the same reason. Everybody's there to have a good time. Yeah. Nobody's there to judge anybody. Nobody's there to criticize or, what's that? Or why are you dressed like that? Or nothing. It's just like, hey, man, what's up? And I feel the same thing about an anime convention. And, I mean, obviously there are going to be some people, but I've never really experienced it. We're living in a world now where it's becoming much, much more divisive, and you're either this or you're this. There is no in the middle. And I'm like, no, that's exactly where you need to be, is in the middle, because you can have views this way and also have views on this side, Pardon me. And I just, the fans, I think, reflect that at anime conventions. Frankly, I think the world needs to stop what they're doing and come to an anime convention and just dig what's going on, man. It's like, you know what? I don't care if that person is in transition or, I don't care if you want to sleep with the same sex. I don't care. Why would I care? What I care about is, are you a loving, giving person? That's all that matters. So anyway, yeah, and I really do believe that the world could learn a lot from an anime con.
Nice, because my mother actually, for the first time ever after 10 years of doing this, decided she almost wanted to come down this weekend and potentially see you. Not just, she had some other things going on.
That's why yesterday we were doing a panel. We were doing a panel for My Hero Academia, and Lucy, she was being so sweet as she is, and she just goes, she was answering a question, and she just goes, most of us up here are, really solid professionals. And I interrupted. I said, Lucy, when you say most of us, that implies there's one or two of us that aren't. Which ones would those be? And I know what she meant. She meant all of us, but it was just funny. So give your mom a hard time. Tell her I'm sorry I missed her. Tell her I'm sorry I missed it. Whatever, just say hello.
All right, last time we talked, you said you were wrapping up a big project called the Tibetan Dog. How is that going?
Well, the Tibetan Dog is wrapped. I mean, we finished that a long time ago. I'm actually several shows into other projects. I'm currently working on a show called Domestic Girlfriend. The last 4 shows I think I've directed for Sentai have all been with shows about teen angst. I feel like I'm becoming the John Hughes of anime. It's everyone's a teenager, you know. It's just like, and it's all just my life just can't take this anymore. No one understands me, you know. And so it's been a lot of fun working with some really, really amazing actors and talent. But that's really cool. But yeah, so that's my Domestic Girlfriend's the show I'm currently working on right now.
Now, since we last talked, you also had debuted as a convention owner doing Anime Dallas 2018. How did it go for you understanding the ins and outs of running a convention and then putting on Anime Dallas?
So in my life, in my career, I have been an actor, I've been a producer, I've directed and that kind of stuff. And I found out as being a producer in video, this was before the convention, that the way to succeed is simply hire the right people for the right job and then get out of their way and let them do their job, right? Yeah. Because they know what they're doing. I don't. But I look like the hero because I hired them. So the same kind of thing happened with Anime Dallas. I just said, okay. I had an investor that wanted to do a convention, and I said, yeah, sure. But he had to do it in Dallas because that's where the hotel was that offered him a deal. And I said, okay, let's do it. And it was huge. It was great. We had about a little over 2,000 people show up the first year. And we raised money for Harvey, which was a hurricane that devastated South Texas. And raised about, presented a check to an organization for $8,500. Wow. And yeah, it was a huge, huge success. And one of the things that I attribute that to is what you were referring to was this net neutrality thing. It's like we reinforce that to the bone. This year, we have some really, really special guests. We have Monica Rial and Jamie Markey. We also have J. Michael Tatum, Brandon McKinnis, and David Wald.
Yeah, I saw the announcement.
Right. So the reason, though, what we're focusing on this year is supporting victims, but also David has been working on a series of anime where the lead characters happen to be gay. But they're not the gay trope, like, oh, hello, you know, it's not the comedic, it's a love story that happens to be 2 gay people. Okay. Exactly, and it's a beautiful story, exactly. I play the father, my love stage is the big one. Anyway, so I'm really wanting to showcase kind of, that's going to be our focus for the convention, is to love. Yeah, love.
Awesome. I mean, like I said, the show that really...
Love with permission.
Consent. So, also, we've talked about this last time, is that you are still working on Jungleberg, and we haven't had a chance to talk about that since April. So how's it going?
Well, it's been a slow boat to China, but it's coming along. And I actually just spoke with somebody the other day, and they are. When I get back from this convention, I'm going to the printer to look at the proof of the book. The audio version is done. The e-version is done. I just want to have the physical book ready, and then we're going to launch. So I'm very excited about that. And then once we get that going, then we'll start working on books 2, 3, 4, and however many there are.
Look out for that.
Yeah.
So kind of going over with My Hero Academia, though, is that last time we talked about you were on season 2, now you're in season 3, now into season 4, and your character really picks up throughout the other season 3. Now we're on to season 4 and a second movie. How does that make you feel?
Well, pardon me, I'm not sure exactly which season it is, but after my big battle with All Might, now I'm locked in this chamber. And I sort of go away for a while. I keep looking at John and not the camera, sorry. But my character sort of disappears. But to me, it's very much like Wilson Fisk in Daredevil. He's like still controlling stuff from behind the scenes, you know. So I have it on good authority, my liaison told me, that in the manga, he's going to come back pretty strong again. And it makes sense. You know, you don't just go away. You know, oh, well, you're defeated. You're done. Like, no, you didn't kill me. So I'm coming back. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I don't know anything about the movie or, you know, I haven't been contacted or anything like that. But hopefully it'll be a big deal.
Well, I haven't personally seen it, so hopefully the fans that are keeping up with it are going to love it. Now, a game that you and I both love is Borderlands. You play Salvador, which I always love, and he has some great witty remarks throughout the second game and in the DLCs. Is there potential to see Salvador return for Borderlands 3 coming up here in within a month?
Yes.
Alrighty.
No. I don't know.
I mean,
I hope so. I hope so. I was actually talking to them. They had contacted me about a year and a half ago about, hey, we're going to do Borderlands 3, and are you interested in doing Salvador again? And I was, well, of course I am. And we emailed each other back and forth, and I kind of was like, well, so what's the deal? And as it turns out, they just decided, you know, they have to make decisions, and they just said, we're going to go in this direction this time and not this direction. But I have it on good authority that Salvador is a favorite of Gearbox. They love Salvador, the people that work there, I mean. And so hopefully he will make a triumphant return. I think he just needs his own damn game, is what I...
And maybe get your famous line that they had to cut in there.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
All right.
We should call the game that.
I mean, it is the third game, so it makes sense.
It'll sell.
So now, going back into more of your professionalism, more of your behind-the-scenes work, you talked about how you've worked with really great directors and had the chance to work with them, direct yourself, direct them. What's it like when you what tips would you give to each other to bring out the best in each other?
Well, just the core of any acting to make it good is to just be real, to be believable, authentic. You know, again, it goes back to when you hire people, you hire them to do their job, and hopefully you've hired the right person, that you just let them do their job, you know, let them do their thing. Everybody has a gift. Everybody, and it just, you want them to let that gift come out. Let's showcase it. Let's make it happen. And it's just so much fun to just sit there and just watch them perform. You know, really as an ADR director, you know, we're not, all right, now in this scene, you're going to feel the love and the passion and the, you know, it's not. You're just putting the English in over the Japanese. I mean, you know, it's like, you back off the little, I'm the director truck, you know, and you're making sure the lip flaps work, you know. But there are times when they may deliver a line, and you're like, hey, I need you to deliver it this way because you don't understand the context of really what's going on because you're just reading snippets of the script. They're not reading the whole thing.
They may not be getting audio dialogue from the other people in the scene.
Right.
They haven't recorded yet.
Although I discovered something in this show I'm doing, Domestic Girlfriend, the process, and I think for my next show I want to do this again, is most of the time, traditionally, when you book a show, you get your leads booked first because they're going to have the most hours. Right. But in this particular show, the guy I wanted to originally do it, David Matranga, was unavailable because of his schedule. Oh, yeah, David. And he's a wonderful actor. I love him to death. And he wasn't available, so I had to oh dear, what do I do? And there were other actors I could have used, but I had just used them in previous shows as the male lead, and I didn't want to be in that, you know, oh, it's another show with Adam Gibbs, or it's another show with, you know, pick your actor. You know, I like to mix it up. I still use them in other roles, let them get to do character stuff, which they enjoy because it lets them stretch their acting muscle. They're not just doing the same thing over and over. But anyway, so I found an actor up in Dallas, Austin Tyndall. And he came down, and it's 30 hours of recording, and he's just killing it, and I love it. When we got him booked, a lot of the other actors had already been booked and had already recorded. So actually, he's gotten to come in and listen to what's already been, the other characters and stuff, and is sort of reacting to what they've said. So I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of like this. Let's record all the little characters first, and then let the leads come in and record off of that. One of my favorite stories that I was working on a little movie called Yona Yona Penguin. And it's a cute little kids movie, CG animation, and Monica Rial was the lead. And she's up in Dallas. I had everybody in Houston record. She was the last person to come in and record. Now, it's a movie. So Patrick, my engineer, and I were sitting there, and Monica comes in. And, of course, Monica, as everyone knows, is just nails. I mean, she is, she is the best ADR. She and Lucy Christian are the two best ADR actors in the world, period. End of story. I will take that to my grave. If you have a question about it, you can come talk to me about it, but I promise you it's true. So she came in, and we just said, okay, Monica, everyone had recorded. Here we go. You ready? She went, yep. He goes, hits record, and we just went like this. And we watched the movie play while Monica recorded her lines kind of live. You know what I mean? Like, it was like we just let the movie roll, and she just went through the whole movie, messed up twice, and it was done. I had it booked for like 9 or 10 hours, and we were done in 2. It was just amazing. It was so much fun. But I was like, God, that's the way to record the bigger roles, because they get to hear what's going on and, all that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Well, I look forward to maybe picking Monica's brain on that one day. So kind of finishing things up, what other projects are currently in the works that you want fans to check out that are currently available that aren't behind the NDA wall?
So right now, like I said, I'm working on Domestic Girlfriend. That'll be out hopefully on High Dive in the next month or two. We're still shopping our movie, The Perfect Con, around, trying to get that up on its legs. And if we don't find a place soon, I think we may just try to release it ourselves. And and then the other thing is, I meant to bring some, and I should have. It was my fault. But I'm working with some friends where we've created a snack cracker, a food item. They're little spicy ranch oyster crackers called Uncle Shuckers. And they're like chips or nuts, just eat them. Or you can throw them in soup or whatever, but they're really good. They're really spicy. They're really flavorful. So we've launched that in Houston, and hopefully we'll be taking over the world here in the next year with our crackers.
Alrighty, now where can we keep up with you online? And
so
then
you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm very transparent in my, some people are like, dude, your phone number's did you know your phone number's on the internet? And I'm like, yeah, everybody's is. It's not a thing. It's on my website. I mean, But yeah, you can just go to johnswasey.actor is my website. I should point out that if anybody is interested in voiceover, like I want to be a voice actor, if you go to johnswasey.actor, there's a series of videos you can buy for like $25, and it's all about how to become a voice actor.
Awesome. And what message would you love to give to fans that have kept up with you for over your 20+ year career?
Thank you. What else can you say? I mean, every day, and I think if you ask any voice actor this, they would tell you the same thing. Never in a million years did I dream this is what I'd be doing. I thought I was going to be in movies, I was going to be on the stage doing this, blah, blah, blah. And this is just sort of where I got led, and I love it. I love it to death. Voiceover is one of my favorite things to do, and of course anime enables me to do voice work, but also to really act. A lot of the shows like the show I'm doing right now, it's not a crazy wacky show. It's real. You know what I mean? It's got real. Yeah, exactly. And I love that. I love being able to do that, and so it offers both worlds. But yeah, I look back. I was talking to my wife the other day about this. I'm like, God, man, pardon me. I've been doing anime almost as long as I've been married, which is 21 years. So it's awesome, and especially to see how this industry, how this this world has grown.
Yeah.
You know, it's mind-boggling. You know, so soon, you know, the nerds will rule the world.
Alrighty, John, it's been wonderful to talk to you again, my friend. Thank you again so much.
Everybody. Thank you so much.